Ladies and gentlemen, 'tis the Stranger Things season. It is almost time for season 5 of Stranger Things to take up all your holiday time, which I am more than welcome for that to happen, and I'm super excited for this to happen. Of course, with Stranger Things coming out, there's only one thing we can talk about: death. Because Stranger Things... Now, let me say this. You Duffer Brothers, it's time. The focus, camera focus. This is important. Duffer Brothers, you've been doing this dance for 4 seasons. For the most part, I've enjoyed this dance. I love season 1. Season 2, my least favorite. It's alright, it's not bad. Season 3, I think it's a fun time. I enjoy it. Season 4, I think is incredible and maybe your best work. But there's been one little problem. You guys are a little scared to kill off some of our main guys. Now I know, we love them. We enjoy them. We don't really want to see them go. But we do at the end of the day. Because we want to add stakes to this show that are already high, but they don't feel too high for some of our main characters. So Duffer Brothers, we got to start killing some main characters this season, and I'm going to help you out, hopefully, with some of my predictions with who I think is going to die. Because if some of these guys don't die this season, I'm going to be a little disappointed with you, I'm not going to lie. Now, this sounds very messed up, I realize that, but it's the last season. It's time. Max... This is a whole other argument. Max should have died in season 4. I stand by that. I love Max. I love Sadie Sink. One of my favorite characters. She should have died. 11 just being like, nope, you're not dead, kind of drives me crazy. But anyway, let's just get into this before that drives me even more crazy. Let's get into this tier list for who I think will die in Stranger Things Season 5. Alright, so this tier list is split up into 5 categories. Safe and sound, who will, I think, 100% be safe. Probably fine. Characters who I think will probably be okay, but you never know. 50-50. They could die, they could not. Rather concerned, I'm leaning more towards their death. And cooked, yeah, they're done at the end of the day. I think they're done. Alright, so starting out with the Wheeler family. We're starting out with Holly Wheeler. She seems to have a much bigger part this season. One of the episodes, I'm pretty sure, is titled The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. So Holly's gonna have a lot to do this season and vanish, apparently. I think she's probably fine. I mean, it's not 100% sure that she's fine. I think the fact that she is one of the younger kids, probably the youngest kid now, that also makes that seem like she's safe. Doesn't have that big of a part, even though this season she might have a bigger role. She could die. I think that would be really insane, and that would really push Mike and Nancy and her parents. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But as for the rest of the Wheelers, I don't think they're as safe. Ted Wheeler, I think he's cooked. I think he's done for. He hasn't done anything the whole show, and he's about to die in season 5, I believe. I think early on too, maybe the end of the first, maybe the end of the second, I think the Demogorgon's gonna come after Holly. We see that in the trailer with Mrs. Wheeler holding Holly in their house and then some underwater thing. I think Ted, he's gonna finally have to get off the couch and unfortunately bite the dust. I think they could do a thing where he goes out actually doing something, actually saving and protecting his family, and that's how he dies, and the Demogorgon just eats him or something like that. Or he's literally just on the couch while the Demogorgon attacks or the Demodogs attack and they just eat him like that. But I think he's cooked. I think the Wheeler's father is done for. I think that's maybe why Nancy's wiping that blood off in the trailer. But yeah, goodbye Ted. Now next up we have Mrs. Wheeler, Karen Wheeler. I'm a little 50-50 on this, so that's where I'm going to put her. I think the same thing like Ted, she could go out protecting Holly or protecting one of her other kids. It's because we've seen more of her in the trailer. It seems like she gets out of the house. I think, maybe not. Maybe that underwater thing is in the house. So she could very easily not make it out of the house with Ted protecting Holly. You can also see her being safe though because she has had a bigger part than Holly and Ted. It would also suck for Mike and Nancy and Holly if both of their parents die. I could still see that happening. I'm not sure. I'm really 50-50 on this character dying. I'm leaning more towards yes, honestly. I think she could die because I don't see how they could get out of that situation with the Demogorgon or Vecna trying to get Holly, unless 11's there. I do not see them getting out of that. Next, I have Mike. I think he's probably, honestly, I think he's safe and sound. At the end of the day, Mike is the main character of the show. kind of lost that as we went along, but it seems like he's coming back into that leader role and coming back into that main character role, maybe. I think Mike is just kind of going to be a core factor of the whole group and all the characters this season, and if you kill him, I don't think the group would take that really well. He's been around since the beginning. He is the heart to the group. Mike is probably safe, but I think a lot of characters around him are not, and he is going to have to deal with that and really step into his leader role. Next, I'm going to put Nancy Wheeler. Nancy's one of my favorite characters, so I really hope she doesn't die. I don't think she will, honestly. I'm going to put her in probably fine, because if both her parents die, I think there's no way they kill off Nancy, because she's going to really have to take charge of that family. Nancy's going to be on a real, I mean, everyone's on a revenge arc. I think she's going to be on a super revenge arc. If Holly's taken, if Mike gets hurt, if her parents die. This is badass Wheeler again with all these gunshots in the trailer, and her wiping the blood off. She's got a lot of stuff to do. She's going into the Upside Down again. She's got a lot of stuff to do. I think Nancy is probably fine, though. She seems to always take charge in these big battles, but never really seems to get hurt. And I kind of see that continuing. I really hope she doesn't die. I don't think she's 100% safe, just because she is usually in these high-stakes situations, and the one that's, you know, with the gun taking charge, so that never makes her safe. But honestly, I think she is probably fine, especially if both her parents die. Next up, we have Joyce. I'm also going to put her in probably fine. I think she really started the show. She was the main reason a lot of people watched Stranger Things in the beginning, was for Winona Ryder's performance in the first season. That whole first season is about Joyce finding Will, and then the rest of the show is about her protecting and finding Hopper or Eleven or Will or her family. I don't see them killing off Joyce, and I don't really want them to either. I think that would kind of maybe take away a lot of season 1, because Joyce is always right about things and usually successful with a lot of things. I don't think you really need to kill her off, but as always, there is a possibility, because she is in these high stakes situations, and she will do anything for her kids, and all of these kids, and Hopper, and all these characters. So I could definitely see a scene where she sacrifices herself for Jonathan or Will or even Hopper or Eleven. I do not think so, though. I think she is probably fine. Now, next up, we have Will. Now, Will, I would be totally fine if he died. He's not... he's probably my least favorite main character. I'm not gonna lie. I think he just bugs me a lot, and I think his character just honestly doesn't have a personality, in my opinion. He's kind of just there to feel when the Upside Down is, or whatever that does, to feel the Upside Down, to feel Vecna's presence. But like, his character just doesn't have his personality, really. You know what I mean? Like, all those boys in the group, in the core 4, they have distinct personalities. Will is just, I don't know, the guy that kind of just gets in the shitty situations a lot. But do I think he's going to die? I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I think he is in maybe the most danger this season based on what we've seen in the trailers. Vecna is hunting him down. Also, you see him face to face with him in the trailer. He's probably going to be possessed by Vecna and be a spy again this season. So Will is in a lot of danger this season. But I don't think they should kill him, because like with Joyce, that season 1, it was about finding Will. And if you kill Will, it would suck for Joyce and Jonathan, and I would feel really bad. And I do think, again, it would take away part of season 1 and that magic if you know, after all this, Will ends up dying. I'm going to put him in the 50-50 because just he is in a lot of danger this season, but I don't know if they would do it for Will. Now, next up for Will's brother, Jonathan, I am rather concerned. I'm not 100% certain on the fact that he will die. But just based on a lot of his scenes in the trailer, especially with Nancy, it seems like he's going to make some sacrifice. Now, it could be a mislead. You can't judge any of this from some dialogue or scenes from a trailer, because it could also be a big mislead. But I don't know. I think even without that, Jonathan could be that character who's kind of been sidelined these past few seasons, and he could get that big hero moment and save a lot of characters, including, you know, Will, his brother, or his girlfriend, Nancy. And make that sacrifice play. I could 100% see that. But I'm not 100% sure, just because there's a lot of scenes with him in the trailer where he's like hugging some people. Could be like he could get out of it. But I honestly think out of a lot of these characters, he is up there on my who I think could die list. Next up, we have Hopper. I'm gonna put him in the safe and sound. I mean, strictly for the fact that we've already had to deal with and grieve and cry with the Hopper death in season 3, or the fake death. They're not gonna fake his death again or let him die again. I don't think it would just get a little too repetitive at this point. If they were gonna kill him, I think they would have in season 3, and that honestly would have been probably the perfect death. Just because that scene at the end of season 3 with 11 reading his letter is so good. So I don't think they're going to do that again. Hopper's probably fine, and I hope so, because he is the best character in the show. Now, next up, we have the star of the show, of course, 11. I'm gonna put her probably, I'm leaning towards rather concerned, maybe 50-50. I'll put her in the rather concerned. I mean, I think 11 she is the most valuable player with all these characters. She gets it done. She has powers, obviously. She can close the gate. She can fight Vecna unlike everyone else. So obviously that automatically puts her in the most danger. Vecna is out for vengeance, especially with 11, with all these characters, but especially with 11. So she is in a lot of danger for sure. I think what they could do, what my prediction is with 11 and how they end her character, kind of like how Loki season 2 ended, with how Loki's holding all the timelines together and he's stuck there. I could see something very similar with 11, where she has to stay in the Upside Down and keep it shut, and she's pretty much gonna have to do that for the rest of her life. Could be pretty emotional for Mike and Hopper and 11, but they don't actually kill her because she is the face of the show. She is, you could say, the main character of the show, so I don't know if they would go as far to kill her, but I do think it's not gonna end well for 11 in one way or another, and that theory is more I'm leaning towards, but I'm gonna put her in rather concerned because just she's in so much danger this season. Next up, we have Lucas. Now, I'm also gonna put him in the rather concerned, a character who I thought probably would be safe up until I saw these trailers. I mean, there's a shot in the trailer where Lucas is on the ground and this Demogorgon jumps down and he's pretty much right in front of him. I do not know how Lucas could get out of that situation, but he's in a few of these situations this season. We see him holding Max in the hospital, the Demodog running up. Lucas is in a lot of tough situations this season. It seems like Vecna's still going to go after Max in the coma, and Lucas is going to be the main one who's always by her side and will do anything to protect her. So I could see Lucas definitely making a sacrifice play to save Max, and obviously that would really affect Max's character when she wakes up from her coma. Lucas, I am a little concerned with him. I think he could definitely die, but I'm not 100% sure. Next up, we have Lucas's sister, Erica Sinclair. I'm going to put her in safe and sound. Just like Holly, she's one of the younger characters in the show. She's also not really that important or main to the show. I don't really see the point of them killing off Erica. I'm pretty sure she is safe and sound. I don't know how much she's even going to be in part of like the battle stuff of this season. I'm almost confident she will survive this season. Next up, we have Max Mayfield. Now, honestly, for the most part, for most of the season thinking about it, I was like, yeah, she's safe because, like Hopper, they already faked her death like 3 times last season. They're not going to do it again. But for Max, I'm not completely sure that's the case. I'm going to put her in 50-50. I think Vecna is going after her still for whatever reason, and the Demodogs, we see her in the hospital trying to get Max, I assume. And she's in a coma for most of it. I don't know. She's gonna eventually wake up from that coma and probably be fine from there on out. But I don't know. I could definitely see just some fake out where she wakes up and then soon after that she doesn't make it. That would be a little mean and maybe like a waste of Sadie Sink. But I don't know. I think it might be a good little plot twist where soon where Max wakes up from the coma, she is still not safe and maybe even bites the dust. I'm not 100% sure on that. Honestly, I'm probably going to change this to probably fine the more I think about it, just because she will probably be in the coma for the majority of the beginning of the season, and then why have her suffer more when she's out of the coma. So I'm going to switch that to probably fine for now. Next up, we have Dustin, a character I'm super excited to see this season. It looks like we're seeing a totally different side of Dustin this season, a more edgier side after Eddie's death, which I'm super excited to see. I think he's I think he's safe and sound. I just do not see them killing Dustin, or if they even need to kill Dustin. I think he is also one of those faces of the show. When you think of him, you think of like that young Dustin from season 1. I think he's just also too valuable to the show to kill him, even if it's at the end. I think he just figures out most of the stuff out. He's also a huge comedic relief for this show. I think his relationship with like Steve, and which was with Eddie, is more impactful if one of them gets taken away rather than Dustin. So I think Dustin is safe and sound. And of course we have his mentor / big brother role, Steve Harrington the GOAT. I mean, every season I always think Steve's gonna die. This season I'm catching on to you Duffer Brothers. You're not going to kill Steve. You love him too much. And I understand why. He's a great character. Everybody loves Steve. Joe Keery, great performance as Steve. One of the fan favorites, one of my favorite characters of the show. But Steve is always in these tricky situations in the show where he doesn't seem that scared to make the sacrifice play. In season 4, we saw that a lot. We saw him jump into the gate right away. We saw him go into Vecna's house. Or the Creel house and try to, light him on fire. So Steve is not scared to get him into these tough and scary situations. So that always means he is at stake to die. But I think at this point, if the Duffers were going to kill him, they would have already. I think Steve is probably fine, but I'm going to put him in 50-50 just because it's Steve. You never know. It's such like the kind of like the perfect character to kill because he's such a fan favorite, but also not like a main character. But I don't know, I think he's just too beloved by the fans that the Duffers, they won't do that. Next up we have Robin. I actually think Robin's gonna die. Honestly, from what we've seen in the trailers, there's not too much of Robin. It's like these one shot with Will and then the other with with Murray. So we're not seeing too much Robin in this trailers, which makes me think maybe we won't be seeing too much of her in the show. I think she is honestly, like with Steve, one of those like perfect characters to kill, where she's not a main character. She also came in late to the show. She came in season 3, but she is a fan favorite that her death will impact the audience, and you will feel that gut punch because she has become such a fan favorite character. But I don't think she's making it out. I could think season 4 when she's saying to Steve, maybe we don't make it out of this one. Maybe that's foreshadowing. When she said that in season 4, I thought she was going to die there. But maybe they were saving that for season 5. I could see it where she sacrifices herself, or she just straight up just gets killed unexpectedly. Also leads me to this next character, Murray, who they seem to be teaming up with each other this season, which I'm super excited for because two of characters I love Murray's character. I think he's also cooked. I think Murray and Robin, they might be getting ahead of themselves, with whatever side quest they're going to go on, and they might end up biting the dust. If I had to make like a very specific theory right now, I think Murray and Robin are going to be the ones that try to go save Lucas and Max from the hospital with the Demodogs, and maybe Murray kind of makes a similar death to Bob in season 2 where he has to draw away the Demodogs, or same with Robin too with this, and then one of them unfortunately dies to get Max out of there. So I could definitely see that with two of these characters, because like I said, not main characters but fan favorites. Fans would feel it would serve a purpose. I actually think these two characters might be cooked this season. Next up we have this new kid, I forgot his name. He's supposedly the bully this season. He has an episode title around him too. I think he's done. From some of the images and trailer shots I've seen of him, it's not looking like he's sticking around too long this season. Apparently he's gonna like draw in Vecna or something. There's some draw connection with that, and that's never a good case. And if you're a new character on the show, you're more than likely going to die. So I think that this kid is, what is his name, Derek or something? I don't know. I think he is done, unfortunately. It was nice meeting you, but goodbye. Next up we have Linda Hamilton's new character. I think like this other kid, that she's a new character. She's in a lot of danger. It looks like this season she looks like she's gonna be poking the bear a lot. I think she's cooked. I think she's gonna be just some asshole government or military employee that tries to do too much stuff with the Upside Down, and it ends up making her bite the dust this season. I'm very excited to see Linda Hamilton this season. I think she will stick around for most of it, but unfortunately, I do think she is cooked, probably by some creature, as she tries to do some stuff with the Upside Down, because that's what it looks like the military is doing this season. And this new character also that she's with, I'm also going to say he's dead too. New character messing with the Upside Down. Never a good sign. And then, of course, last but not least, because I'm not exactly sure who this is supposed to be, maybe Vicky. If that's Vicky, I think she's probably safe. Not too big of a role. But, of course, the big bad of the show, the Thanos of the show, the guy who's going to started it all, and probably going to end it all, maybe, we have Vecna. He's cooked. There's no, I mean, I do not see a possibility where Vecna somehow gets out of this. If they do some redemption arc with him, I'm going to call it, I'm going to say that's stupid, and I'm probably going to hate that. Not every character, not every bad guy needs to be redeemable, and Vecna is for sure one that we definitely don't need to redeem. I think he should die by the end of it. I'm not sure how he'll die. Probably 11, I hope it's more than just 11. Maybe a group effort to kill Vecna. But you know what? If there is some alternate, the Duffers would never do this, but let's just shoot this shit for a second. Let's just say that, Vecna somehow wins and the Upside Down merges with the real world and all these characters die. You know what? It would suck, and a lot of people would be mad, but I would respect it. Nobody would see that coming at all. Nobody would see that coming. And it would be something that people would talk about forever. The end of Stranger Things. That everyone died. That they lost. Most people would probably hate that and never get over it. I would be like, you know what? The bad guy won? When we cared about these characters for like 10 years? If it's a good ending like that, you know what? I wouldn't be mad. I know a lot of you are going to be like, what are you talking about? That'd be terrible. I would respect it, especially in this show when a lot of these main characters don't die. But Duffers, come on. We got to start killing these guys off this season. It's the last one. Let's not focus on spin-offs or what could happen in the future. No, let's make the highest stakes, most intense, anyone could die season ever. And honestly, that's what it's looking like it's going to be from what I've seen so far. I am super excited for Stranger Things Season 5. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is safe? Who do you think is going to bite the dust? Let me know all that. Just a few days. I am so excited. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.